You can see the same mistakes across lifetimes. But what that says is it takes thousands of lifetimes to work out one problem. That is, to remember why you came here. That's the problem. And see, that's why I'm saying it takes that. Now, I'm also saying it should not take that. But across that time, you can see it. And the reason why it takes that is because we are unwilling, generally, to do what it takes to solve the problem. See, there are things that we have. There are attitudes that we have developed, that we do develop each lifetime, that we refuse to get rid of. I knew a woman who grew up during the Depression. Okay, she hoards, right? Big boxes of stuff. Even her own body is very, very large. Well, you say that isn't the answer. But you can't get her to understand that that isn't the answer. Right? She has to take, no matter how much you explain, and no matter how much you talk about the process, she still won't let go. Now, but in death, when death occurs, you say, and you begin to recount, you say, well, okay, we got to do this again. Okay. That's why the same theme will appear across thousands of lifetimes. And there's a connection. And that is because we never do what it is that we should do. Ultimately, it will come to the point, I don't know, some people will say life is like that, but I say we are like that. We are like this. When we don't get it as it whispers, there'll come a point when so much stuff will be heaped upon you that it is stronger than the will to hold on to nonsense. And it will break you. It will. It's not life, it is ourselves doing this, because the object is to learn that no matter what you think, the truth is behind what you think. So, yes, over lifetimes it happens. That same thing is repeated in your day-to-day living. The same thing. If at first you don't hear the whisper, it speaks louder, then it yells, then it knocks you down. Okay? And the attitude is you then have to look in a different place than you've always looked to find the answer. That's one of the greatest lessons there is, that the answer is not in this or that, where we've always looked in the extremes, that the answer has to be someplace else. We wonder sometimes why we are held in a certain position in our life. Well, we're held in that position because we keep looking like this, instead of learning to look and see a different way. It is like, if you always think, well, the answer is either this or this, you have to say at some point, well, this and this becomes this. Now, what is this? Which is a new way of looking. We've been taught It is proper to treat a person this way and improper to treat a person this way. Well, it all depends upon what your intention is. Sometimes you have to be direct, straight ahead, and that is perceived as rudeness or crudeness or whatever, but sometimes you just have to tell the truth. Here. Well, you're a jerk. No, I just told you the truth, and you don't want to hear it. That's not my problem, that's your problem. But we've been taught, oh, well, you don't hurt other people's feelings. Well, the truth is, other people hurt their own feelings by what they think about what's going on. And really, that's the truth. So, to tell them directly the truth is not good or bad. It's just the truth. All right? So you see, it's not good to do. You should treat people nice. What does that mean? Why can't I just tell you the truth? Why do I have to treat you nice? Why can't I be truthful? That's one of the reasons that they killed the man called Jesus, because he wasn't being nice. He just told the truth. And people say, well, I don't want to hear that. And here's what we got for you. Okay? But that's part of what you have to deal with when you learn to see things a different way. So we learn to see differently. And that is the purpose of our lives. To see it differently than we've always assumed that it should be, for whatever reason. You know, when you're growing up, your parents always want you to be the nicest little kid there is. Shut up, don't say anything, be nice. So you grow up with this Sears Tower on your back, trying to be nice. I always wanted to know, when I was a kid, by having grown up not around other children, I never knew what it was like to have a conflict with another child. I never knew what it was like to have a fight. But I grew up with animals, all right? So we would tussle and run and do all these things together, wrestle together. So I had an excellent concept of what this was. And children would, as children do, sometime attack me. Well, I didn't mean any harm. You know, it's like gentle Ben, smack upside the head. Well, I was just playing. But I would be attacked and things would happen. And I couldn't understand why we both were punished. Because I never started it. I was just defending myself. And they'd say, well, you shouldn't do that. I never understood. Why? Why shouldn't I do that? You see, so we teach children the wrong thing. Be nice. Well, okay. But I really think I have the right to defend myself. I really do. But I think after a little while, after about 2 or 3 fights, I never had that problem anymore. Yeah. They used to say weird stuff. And we're talking about now how people perceive. You know, because I didn't talk a lot, because I wasn't accustomed to talking. And I remember the thing that made the greatest impact on the children around me is I was standing there one day, and this other kid who was bigger and older, ran and jumped on my back. And it just made sense to bend over, reach back, grab him by, and bend over. And this kid went wham, and unabated, just right, smacked into the ground, and the earth shook, and something went whoom. I was pretty amazed by the whole thing, because I had never seen anything like that. I just made sense, do this. But I had never seen the results of that. And the kids said things like, "Don't bother him. Still water runs deep." What does that mean? You see, what does that mean? I just was not accustomed to talking to people. Okay. So people in their perceptions of what you mean, you have to be true to those new ways of thinking that you perceive and that come to you, and that you dare to try. Whatever someone else says about it is not relevant. It's not relevant to the reality, because they will say things like, "Still water runs deep." And you spend the rest of your life trying to figure out, what does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. You are coming to be the truth. Another example is, we believe in evil. There's no such thing as evil. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as good. There is just being. That's all. When we make it, what does good mean? What does evil mean? What does that mean? Years ago, in my search and in my torment, I looked at a lot of places. And one of the places I looked was to the Muslims. And they were teaching that the white man was the devil. Even in my fog, I knew that a man was just a man. Why put a label on something that you can't deal with? What does that mean? See, that's, again, the extreme thinking. No, you can... People are people. Human beings are human beings. Maybe tortured. Maybe in a tremendous amount of pain. That's why other people cause people pain. They're trying to say, this is the degree to which I feel pain. Now you will feel my pain. They're not evil. What does that mean? Or we sanctify someone. We make a saint out of this person. What does that mean, a saint? What does it mean? Mother Teresa someday will probably be made into a saint. What has she done? Has she walked the water lately? Or was she, or is she, this human being who in the compassion of her heart helps other human beings? So what does this all mean? It doesn't mean anything. When you make something greater than it is, You make it so that you cannot deal with it. You put it out of your reach. The simplest truth that is, the simplest truth that is, most human beings are afraid to touch. All is God. Man is God. Because God has been put so far out of reach. Oh, no, you go. But that's why we are in misery, because we don't realize that we are God. And in the realization of our being God, we lose our fear. We lose our hatred. We lose our pain. So the very thing that we're afraid of keeps us from being ourselves. See, so it's this putting things out of reach. No. People are afraid of demons. Why? They woo. I have not seen one yet that I'm afraid of. It is the fear off of which these creations feed. How about a little love for all of our creations? How about love? You want to feed? Feed on this. And I can only feed you from that which is within me. So, the thing that man fears the most must be loved. If it's love, there's no fear. It may smell a little bad, may look a little strange, but orangutans aren't the greatest looking things in the world either, you know? Horses don't smell real great either, you know? You ever smell dog breath? Okay. But we love them. So my point is, the salvation is in the love of all things. That is the cosmic love. And until we do that, we aren't in love. We have to see things differently. And how do you see things differently? You don't see them differently by mentally seeing them differently. You have to let go of the things that are keep you from seeing them truthfully. And when you let go, there it is. It's just there because it's a part of your nature. So this is the process. So over lifetimes, or over weeks, or over years, or whatever, it does not matter. The process is the same, and we must come to the same thing. And it does not matter whether you see it through the eyes of a male or a female or a chicken, or it doesn't matter. It does not matter. It matters that you see that which is true. Then you have gone beyond. We think that I've heard people say, well, you don't understand because you're not a female. But I am a human being. Truth does not care whether you're female or male. It's just true. So any view that we look at things through does not tell us the truth. Only objectivity tells us the truth. Anyway, just a little spiel about lifetimes, and about work, and about effort, about what it is we need to come to see. It's all very simple. When you've done what you need to do, everything will be as it should be. We don't always like to our fear quite often takes over. Fear of this or that or the other. Fear I won't have the money for this, I won't have this, I won't have that. One of the greatest things that we can do is give to receive. It's one of the greatest things there is to do. It's like my old karate instructor. He said, John, when someone moves into you, when someone attacks you, move in and attack them. That was the hardest thing in the world for me to do, because I'd say, well, what if I run into something? And he'd always say, but they are trying to hit you where you are. If you move in, you cut the distance in half. They won't be striking where you are, they're going to be striking where you were. But since you're moving in, you will strike them before they strike you. It's like, yeah, right. Until one day I just said, okay, I'm going to do this. If I get knocked stupid, I get knocked stupid. Won't be the first time, won't be the last time. And I did. And wow. They didn't hit me, and I hit them. Oh. That same way that something held me for all that time. Oh, man. Well, it's the same way that something holds you from giving. See, giving is the secret here. Give what? Give your fears, give your inhibitions, give them freely. And then you can receive back. You can receive knowledge back. It has always amazed me how people will go to shamans or fortune tellers and to have them do what you should do. You know, or people come to me. I've had people come to me and say, well, you know, my grandmother died and I would like you to talk to her for me. You know, you have to go see Madame Rosa for that. That's not what I do, you know. I teach you how, if you got something to say to her, you can say it. Okay? That's what I do. Use your power to do this. No, that's not what I do. I teach you what to do so that you can learn how to use your power to do what to do. Because I'm back to that seeing things this way or this way. Whatever I'll do to help you do that, they don't see, because they're looking at this or this, and they're not looking at the new thing that is done, because that's what I do. Teach you how to do this. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay? But if you judge it, you won't see it. You're saying, oh, why is he doing that? Or why doesn't he do so-and-so? Why is so-and-so? Because this is what I try to do. This is what I'm doing. If you knew, why you ask me? So what we're busy doing is trying to get someone else to do our work for us. Give Madame Rosa $15 and she'll tell you everything you ever wanted to know about whatever. really give me 15 minutes, and you can know for yourself. Really, or really give yourself 15 minutes. Really give it to yourself. You can have all the money you want, or all the whatever you want, or all the power, or whatever it is that you want. I don't know. It's not for me to decide. But you have to really be there, and you have to really create the energy. This meditation, this technique. See, the meditation is merely a slice of life, what we should do in life. What we should allow the things in life to do for us to create the energy. Because that meditation just takes that and says, all right, here, sit here and be irritated. That's what it does. Be irritated. Sit right up here up against this wall. Don't move, don't blink. And you know, always, when someone says to you, don't, first thing you want to do is do it. All right? So that sets up the irritation. That sets up the energy. Now, if you follow the instructions, you learn to harness the energy. That's what you should be doing in life. See, the meditation expands to life. This is just whatever they do. You take that energy, boom, and the moment you say something negative, guess what you're creating? Because now you have tremendous amounts of energy at your disposal. Well, I just don't know if so and so and so and so. You see, then I want to go to the wall and go bam, 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 bam. The moment you do that. So, again, it's back to the discipline. To focus the energy. You say, well, you know, sometimes it's so painful, but you don't understand. I don't understand pain. Give me a break. Every day. Every day. Every day. There are days when it's not as bad as other days. So, I do understand. But I also understand what it means to go beyond that. I understand. And that's the point. These are things that you come to know. You don't give your life over to anything. And until we learn that, till we accept that very fact totally and absolutely inside, we accept crap from everywhere. Because we do not believe that we are in control. We give control to others because their feelings get hurt or whatever. They may get angry. They may. No. Absolutely, you must take control even unto death. Even unto death. See, the game I explained to you once before. It was up for me. But standing there and looking both directions, the total absolute realization, I can choose. I watched them have one hell of a time trying to get in my body. And that's when I realized surgeons should work out. You know, there are these little guys running around here with all these little finely tuned muscles. Okay, I'd appreciate it if you pick up a few weights so that you can get the spreader in, you know. 'Cause they had one hell of a time trying to get the chest so that they could get the spreader in. But they finally got it in. They like to beat it to death. But watching this and turning away and seeing both sides, seeing all that I have always wanted, and seeing them, there's the choice. Okay, I'll do this for a while longer, because I'm gonna do this. There's no doubt about it. But here's the game. I'll play hide, death, you play seek. Yeah, it's gonna happen. But let's see. Let's see how long we can do this. Let's make it fun, okay? And there are times when I know it. There are times when its game is for you to forget. And you do this. Oh, no, you don't. Ah. And you can feel it. And it's amazing the number of ways in which it can come. There are days when many days, I realize after that time that I'm never going to feel as I have once felt. Because now it has a hook in. It's there, and there are days when, but I'm watching, I got my eye on you. Okay, I know, yeah. But oh yeah. This is what it means that all of life must be a joy. I won't lie down for anything. There will be days when you can barely function. So you just make it from one moment to the next moment, to the next moment, to the next moment. There are going to be days when as you have come to know this, when it is your, quote, time, unquote. When you have decided to play, there will be days when your body doesn't work real well, and your, quote, mind doesn't work real well. When you we were talking about television shows the other day, and the X-Files, I couldn't remember, and she was going, and I had no idea what that meant. Absolutely. It made absolutely no sense whatsoever. You're just doing this. But consciously, I'm absolutely there, or you will absolutely be there. It's just that these earth-line functions, the north-south functions, when you talk about the pyramid, aren't functioning. But your east-west functions are functioning. That's what I mean. When these lines aren't happening, that's what I mean. You have problems functioning. But you use not wanting to do it, the irritation of not wanting to do it, to create energy. See, so that's the Garden of Eden. It means that everything is available to you if you just make right use of it. So you use the negative as a positive. But that's why you have to stop seeing things in positives and negatives. This is good and this is bad and this is blah blah, good and evil, blah 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 la 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 la. You use it for yourself. That's what it's there for. So, oh man, I don't want to do this. Boom. Yeah, irritate the hell out of me. Cigarettes will do this. Coffee will do this. All manner of irritants will do this. Create energy to make you, except they all now have, to a certain point, they begin to have diminishing returns. Okay? A little arsenic is okay. A lot of arsenic is not real good, So yeah. It gave you a wonderful symbol. Death was faced backwards on the horse.
Yeah.
That has to do with sneaking up on you. Okay? The horse is still coming towards you. Okay? It's that whole thing of, we used to say as kids, if you want to sneak into the movie, turn around backwards and walk in, they'll think you're coming out, right? Okay? That's the whole thing. That's the whole reversal of things. See, that whole reverse image. The north is south and south is north. And when we saw circle of iron, when horses have udders and cows whinnies, and up is sideways and down is backwards. That's what it's saying. Very profound thing about that stupid little movie. Wonderful movie. You see, so this is why you can never be sure about what you know. That's why you must always pay attention, and you must always be willing to see a different view. Your experiences will be many. It's been what, 6 years now? Well, they were supposed to have been over then, okay? But one of the things about it not being over then, it's like everybody was real. All the medical staff was real. And one day in therapy, I forgot how the question came up, but among us old cockers in there, us heart attack victims and stuff, we're in there, and they were talking about what happened during their heart attacks, and the nurse looked at me and said, yes, you were 30 seconds away from it at any point. 1/3 of one artery. 1/3 of one artery. It was over then. But I'm having a heart attack. I got nothing to say. I got nothing to do. All right? What are we doing? We are conserving energy. Their statement, well, we have to watch you really closely because you underreacted. No, I saved my life. Energy. Energy. What are you doing? I'm laying here. Give me something to help me lay here. I don't want to move even when I'm asleep. Put me in there. Don't let it move. Okay? You understand? The smallest amounts of energy. It's been, I guess, 6 years. When did it happen? Six years ago? When? July of what? Was it 89? Okay. I don't know when it happened. I only know that it happened. When it happened is not real important in terms of the date. My point is, ever since then, there's been this thing with us. Sometimes it gets closer than others. But the use of the energy and the use of the energy in the chase. I'll get you. No, you won't. Why? Because you scared me. So you can learn to extend that. It's up to you. You're absolutely right. The choice is yours. And there will come the day when the choice is, okay, so. But the choice is yours. These are the things that you learn. So it's important that you do these things and let it happen. Let what happens happen. You know, your life, the things that you need to do in your life won't really change. It's just that your attitude, the things, you're better able to deal with them and to make them happen. But the whole point of it is an absolute discipline. Well, it's not really absolute, but you have to go at it absolutely, you know, because we're so scattered. We are so scattered that we have to talk in terms of absolutes just to get to the point that we can make it work for ourselves. You'll be able to do all the things that you want to do. And one of the things we learn not to do is not to judge others by what they do. Not all of you are going to want the same thing. Let others, you know, let them go after what they want. And we begin to share our life together. See, one of the things you haven't quite gotten yet is that those outside of this trip, you're not going to get along real well. You're not going to be able to have real relationships because they don't get it. You're inside the group and don't get it. Okay? So you're inside the workings of this thing. All right? So instead of frustration with them, use the energy that they provide. They are giving you the greatest gift one human being can give another. But when you killing you kill the gift. Let them give it to you. Wow. Okay. Here's Mark's. Yeah. Wow. Now, okay, we can be on about something else now. Let's go. Let's go. Don't expect from them. What? It's very difficult, and believe me, it's very difficult to be in relationships with people who don't get it. It's, believe me, everything that you do will be misinterpreted. And what they don't understand is they're saying a lot about themselves.
They are.
And nothing about you. They don't get it. I've had people say, well, you know, I know you, you know, and I look at them like, are you out of your mind? You really, truly must be out of your mind. I don't know me. Okay? Because to know me is to limit me. You don't know me. You build up an expectation as to what you think I meant. But I am consistent in what I mean, and I'm consistent in that action, so you think I'm consistent in what you think it means. So it's like, okay. Let them have whatever illness they want. You let them have it. Just being God is tough. One is a lonely number. Even though you know it's not, they think it is. When people have their weaknesses, they think that their weaknesses are okay. And when your strength is not their weakness, they think you're being an asshole. Words to live by. In New York, they say when you die, we're going to have this Bible, religion according to Ananda, with all these cuss words in it. Asshole, this kinds of thing. Look, it is difficult to live among the ignorant. But yet, it is among the ignorant that you will rise because of the energy they give you if you make use of it. We live in a misunderstanding. That misunderstanding being, we need to be social. No, you don't need to be social. You need to cooperate. You need to cooperate. Okay, you'll be a jerk. I receive the benefit. Oh, okay, thanks. Later. I have to have this relationship. No. What you're doing is fulfilling your weakness. You're demanding that someone else fill your gap. Fill my hole. I got holes. Somebody, you fill it. Well, there's several ways you got it. No. I fill my holes. Okay? All right. Now, I don't got holes, you don't got holes, none of God's children got holes. Now we can get along. Beautiful example. You have our ants. Probably one of the most intelligent creatures on this planet. But you got different kinds of ants. You got ants that go over and are warlike and take other ants and make slaves. These are the lowest on the chain. You've got other ants who go on raids, okay, and steal from the other ants. And then you got ants who are herders and farmers, which are highest on the chain. They are little insects, tiny little insects that live on plants, that they herd just like people do cattle. But the insect depends upon the ant for its protection. So the ant picks up the tiny insect when the nutrients of the plant that the insect needs is gone, takes them to another plant, and sets up their herd there. They eat the nourishment from the plant. They provide a milk of sorts for the ants. And then you have ants who are farmers. There are specific areas in the jungle where only a certain kind of plant grows, a certain kind of flower. The ants planted the flower and cut down everything else. They are farming. They are not having social relationships. They don't sit down and have tea together. They do what they need to do together in order to survive. And you be Joe Ant, I'll be Sue Ant, you be whoever. All we care about is that you do your part in this thing. Because of the being raised from helplessness, we still think that we are helpless. And in our helplessness, we seek support from others. We want them to fill our gaps. See, as you grow and become independent, those people who want the gaps filled, you see them coming and you start backing up. You say, but I just love you. That's nice. I love you too. Bless you, my child. Go in peace. Because what you want to be in your life is a whole person. Two whole people can live together in peace. When you got gaps that need filling, it's very hard. Very hard. I want you to fill this gap for me. No, I can't fill that gap for you. Why don't you take out the garbage? You want it out? There's the garbage and there's the door. Why can't you take it out? Okay. These role kinds of things. No. Just let us be whole. Let us be holy. That answers the problem. That is the solution to the problem. See, like the ant who makes slaves, that is probably the most simplistic way of solving the problem. I don't have to think complexly. I just go get somebody else and make them do it for me. Okay? That's what we're looking for in our relationship. Just go grab somebody and make them do it for me. But the ant who farms and who milks his whatever those things are is much more complex. The process is much more complex and therefore higher on the scale of intelligence. So, when we stop looking to enslave the other, to make them fill the gaps, we can have higher, complex thoughts. That is, we can look to solve problems in a different way. Not this way or this way, but another way. So much for today. It's been good. Thank you very much.